Hi guys, welcome to the session. Today I'm going to explain the cloning process in Oracle database, 19C database. Okay, in that I'm going to discuss about what is clone, why we need to do the clone, and how to perform the clone, like how to do the PDB clone. Okay, pluggable database. How to clone a remote, like this one we can perform in a same CDB. This will different CDB means remote CDB. How we are going to perform that? I'll explain this one. I'll show you the lab session for this and how to plug and unplug the PDBs. It means we can unplug the PDB which is there on one existing CDB, and then we can plug into another CDB. That why we need to do and how we are going to perform that also I'll explain. And how to drop a PDB. If you have created a PDB for a development purpose or some other testing purpose for temporarily. So after you work or your task has been completed, you can drop your the PDB which is not used or not usable. Okay, unnecessarily if you are keeping multiple PDBs, your resources, database server resources will be consumed. That is where we are going to performing the drop unused PDBs. Okay, first we'll go with this topic. What is clone? Clone is nothing but it is a copy of or identical copy of an existing database. In our case, we are doing an existing the copy of the production one. This is my production database. Okay, prod database. So I need this production database data to another development or testing purpose. For that process to copying the data from identical copy of the production data from this production server to another database servers, we call it as a clone. Okay, exact meaning is identical copy of the data. So why we need to perform? Why we need to do this clone? I'll explain this one, right? Okay. To perform a clone, if any issues happen in this database, issues like suddenly some user has been reported, they are seeing some bugs like some WARA errors or some other errors. So for that error, you are checked from your end as a DBA and you couldn't able to find that issue. So you have to raise an SR at that time. If you are unable to find that issue to fix it from your end, you can raise an SR. SR means service request with the support team. You will get a support from the Oracle team. Okay. So they given one fix. You connected with the support team. Support team has given one fix. Okay. If you apply that fix, they tested in their end and the same for that issue, the same issue they tested from the support end and they given the fix. If you directly apply that fix, it will create you the another issues. If issue is fixed, that is fine. If issue is not fixed, it may create other issues also. Okay, that is also another issue. I mean, one issue you have as of now you are having one issue. For that you connected with the support team. They given for that issue fix, but you are trying to apply that fix, but it created another issue. So as of now you are having two issues on the same production. So that will be very dangerous, right? For that purpose, whatever the issues you are getting here, you have to reproduce the same issues in another system. How you need to do? You have to clone, like copy this data, identical data to another server, and then you can reproduce that issue on one of the non-production. We call it, this is a production one. Whatever the instances which are not live, we call it as non-production. Generally, we are having minimum, it depends on the client requirement and their the business needs. Minimum we can calculate as a 3. This we can say a UAT instance, user acceptance test. You can take this as a test or SIT instance, and you can take this as a dev instance. How we are going to build these instances? clone this production to 3 times, like three different servers. Or same server also can maintain that. That is also different to different clients. So this process we call it as a clone. Then you understand the clone, and you are going to why we need to do clone. It means whatever the issues are happening here, you have to test those issues. If you directly test it here, it will be harm to your production. So that we will test the issues first in development instance. We can I mean, even though if you don't have this issue, whatever the issues has been happening in the production, you can reproduce that issue here. Or else you can apply the same patch. Okay, you can apply that patch and then do the testing. All the applications is working fine. Then the same patch you can apply here. Here also, if you are not reporting any issues due to that patch, okay, whatever the fix you are applying here, right, that you can do in this way. So 3 iterations you have completed, and finally you can apply that fix in production. That is safest method. Okay, that is one way. Another one is, you want to do a new functionality. You want to implement one new functionality in your existing applications. Those applications data was stored in your production, right? So if you are doing that new functionality directly on this production, it will harm, right? Whether due to that new implementation, the existing functionality might be corrupted. For that also, you can do the existing development, existing new features, either SIT or dev you can do, and then you can same implement migrate it to UAT, and then you can move to production finally. That is the safest method. For that purpose, we need to do the clone. Okay, whatever the issues happen, and the same one normal example is recently we are having corona situations, right? At that time they discovered some medicine or injections, right? They will not directly apply to the human beings, right? They will apply it and they will go with number of phases, phase by phase, and all. Finally, if it is succeeded all the phases, then only the governments are approved to implement directly to the human beings, like people, general people. Okay, in the same way, whatever the issues are, any functionality you want to develop in your production, whatever the issues, if any issues happen in your production, you can test those issues in you can reproduce and you can test it. Okay, and then the final fix you can apply in the production. Not only for that, and also we have another option, like another benefit to do the clones. The reports will be there, on monthly reports, day-wise reports will be there. If some 100 users are there, they are doing their normal day-to-day actions on the production. And also, if you want to get the older than 10 years information, that reports, if you need on daily basis older than 10 years information on daily basis, if you could select, if you could schedule that jobs to get the reports from the production on the production resource utilization, if that will be hanging, like resource utilization will be very high at that time. So normal operations it will perform on the production, reports also it will performing on the production to reduce. It is older than 10 years data, right? Or else last 1 year back data they want. At that time, we can do the clone, and then we will give this clone instance access to generate those older than 1 year reports or 10 years reports from here. So production, we are reducing the production resource consumed. That is also, we can improve the performance in that way. Live, like last 1 month or 2 months before this clone, they required, suppose the clone, how we are going to perform the clones means it's also depends to the business. Some business they required on daily basis refresh also it's one of the word for clone. Okay, they want production data on daily basis. Some clients they required monthly ones, some clients they required quarterly ones, like 3 months once only they will do the clone. So before 3 months data, if you want to generate the reports, you can do it from the non-production. Only the reports which you want from the last 1 month or 2 months, you can do directly from the production. If you are doing daily refreshments, you can get it all the reports from your non-production. That is also one thing. So that is, for that purposes, we are doing clone. How to do the clone? Even in this case, we are mentioning the PDB. In earlier days, like before multi-tenant, this is non-multi-tenant clone. Non-multi-tenant means without CDB and PDB. Multi-tenant means with CDB and PDB. with CDB and PDB clone. So in our class, we are going to discuss in this one multi-tenant clone. Okay, normal clone I'll explain. Normal clone is nothing but the one, whatever the database you are having here. Okay, the same architecture should be there for non-production. Like these are all the prerequisites to perform the clone. What are all the prerequisites? First one, whatever the operating system you are installing here, if it is a Linux 7.8, 7.6, on the cloned, whatever the target instance which you want to do the clone, that also operating system should be the same version. Okay, 7.6 only. And whatever the database version you have installed, if it is a 19C, you should install the same database version, and the patch levels also, what all the patches you have, the same patch levels you should be there. You should apply in this one. Then only you can do the clone without issues, without any interruptions and all. Okay, that is one requirement. And one more, this is the PDB model. In PDB we are doing, even though non-PDB, non-multi-tenant, the same architecture should be there. Your operating system should be same, and your database versions like 11G or 12C, here also it should be 12C database. Okay, both should be on the Oracle databases only. We are not doing Oracle database clone to non-Oracle databases. That is not, that we can take it as a migration. That is not a clone. Okay, that is one thing. And then how we are going to performing means, in production, this is the prod server. If it is this is a non-production, you have to take a complete backup, full backup of your source, like production. If it is in my case, it's a production. Take a full backup, copy this backup to where you want to do the clone on the target system. In this target system, you are already having the database software, and whatever the database is there, CRD files, database means CRD files and extra files, right? Those you can drop it. These files you can drop it. How you need to drop the database? You have to start your database in mount mode, shut down and start up in mount, and then mount restricted mode, then drop your database, and then you have to prepare one P file for your clone. P file, it is related to P file, parameter file. And then you can start your this target. This is the target one. It is a source. On source, don't do anything except this backups you are copying, right? Copy this backup, complete backup, whatever the files we are having, that files you can copy to target. And also password file will be there. If you are doing rman duplicate one, copy the password file. Whatever the password file you are having in the production Oracle Home DBS location, okay, that password file also you can copy. That two informations only it is required. If you want to do including the Oracle Home clone, Oracle Home clone is the software also, you don't want this one. Generally, we as per my experiment, last like multiple clients, I never used this Oracle Home clone. Why? Because the same operating system we are, database we are using on the production, whatever the patches we are going to apply on the non-production first, and then only we are applying the production. So there should not be much.
It's coming from
Home is not required for all the environments, okay, but generally we have, if you are using standard cloning process, homes are not required. Why? Because these homes are up to date, matching with your production. That is fine. Now what I'm trying to say is only database, copying the full backup, take the complete backup, like full backup from the production, and copy the password file with these two here. Once this came here, you can drop your database, target database, and don't touch the production. You forgot about the production, don't touch the production. Just you require the full backup, and this one, just move it. Once it here, move those files, then shut down the database of the target, and then put restriction mode, start the database in restricted mount mode, drop the database, and then create a P file. Start this database with this P file, no mount stage. You need to start startup no mount p file equal to whatever the p file you are going to create here, that you need to mention. Then once it is started, exit from the SQL prompt, and then you connect to RMAN target. After that, once you connected to this RMAN target, wherever you copied these files, right, full backup files, this path you have to give it. Okay, we have the commands like duplicate, RMAN duplicate command, that you have to create, or else you can manually enter that command in the RMAN prompt. That's it. It will take a couple of time according to your data file size. It will rename the database name. It will recreate the control files. Everything will done by the duplicate command. Okay, and then it will, once the backup is restored and recovery, everything is completed, your database will be read write mode, open mode only. And then you can shut down, and then you can make some of the changes and meet post clone steps. This is standard non-multi-tenant RMAN clone, RMAN duplicate clone. Okay. Another way also we can do RMAN duplicate one option. RMAN duplicate one. Another one is cold backup and hot backup also. Whatever the backups we are taking, backup policies on your production, those backups you can copy to non-production. You can do that clone. Okay. In today's session, I'm going to show you how to do the PDB clone. In our environment, we are having, as of now, we are having 2 PDBs. Okay, 2 PDBs, dev PDB1 and dev PDB2. So now what I want to do is I am going to do the clone of my dev PDB1, and I'll do PDB3 clone. PDB3 is not there, right? I'll create a new PDB and then I'll clone this one. Let me show you the demo for that. So first of all, we need to identify, before going to create that clone, we need to identify this dev PDB data files, where this dev PDB data files will be there. And the second one is you have to keep kept your PDB should be read-only mode. Even in read-write mode also we can do it, but is your database should be in archive log mode, and then you can do that. But it is not recommended to do when the PDB is on read-write mode. If somebody is connected and they are doing some transactions, that is incomplete recovery. Better approach, shut down your PDB and then start up in read-only mode, then clone this dev PDB to PDB3, third one. This approach, we call it as a same CDB clone. Okay, let me show you this clone, how we are going to do the clone. For that, as I said, we need to find the data files location for dev PDB. So let me check in which container I have connected. Show con name, I am in CDB root, alter session set container dev underscore PDB1. Show container name. Okay. CRM something, C clear. That's okay. That's okay. Show PDBs. Now I connected to my dev PDB. Let me check my data files location for dev PDB. Select file underscore name from DBA underscore data underscore files view. My data files are located in this path. Okay, let me check how many files are there. So I have data files. This is my data file location for dev PDB. Only data file. I think it doesn't have any other file. CD, go this location. Only data files are inside the data files. I have my all system files under. This is my this thing. What is this? Dev PDB location. Okay. Okay. You can stop your PDB in two ways. Either you can connect to the PDB and shut immediate, or else you can do from the container database, alter pluggable database PDB name and close. Either way we can do. Let me shut immediate. I already connected to the PDB, dev PDB. So I have shut it down that con underscore name dev PDB. It is mounted, but it is not. Show PDBs. See, I have shut it down. Status shows mount. We need to start this dev PDB. I want to clone this dev PDB to PDB3. So we need to put this in read-only mode. Okay, alter pluggable database dev PDB open read only. Now check the status. PDB dev is read only mode. Now I can create a new PDB. If you are creating a new PDB with the existing one, that we call it as a clone also. After that, if you want to rename that one, you can rename it also. If you want to create without the data, like without these data files and all, just you can create empty the seeded information. With the seeded information, you can create the PDB also. That there is a possibility, multiple options we are having. Now I'm creating the PDB. I'm cloning the PDB with complete data. So we have an create pluggable. So if you don't have this directory, that is, I think if you are managing with your PDB is managing OMF, then automatically it will create it. Now what I am trying to do is create pluggable database 3 from dev PDB1, and where this dev PDB3 will store those data files. That also it is not required. If I could give this Vora data, let's see, it should automatically create. OMF has been enabled on this database. See, as of now, we are having only these is our two, dev PDB1, PDB2. And what I'm trying to say is create pluggable database. Third one, PDB3. It is doing clone, copy of the existing PDB1. Clone means that one. If you want to create a new PDB, that is also fine. But the naming conversion mean the name which you want to call is copy of the existing data. Either it is a production one or non-production one. You are copying from source to target means that copying portion we call it as a clone. Create pluggable database name is whatever I want to create. From where I want to create, that is from devdb1. And also whatever I'm going to create this one, right, where it should store, I have to give the destination for that file. Let me check show PDBs. See, it has been created. With mount, we need to open this one. Alter pluggable database PDB3 open. Show PDBs. See, it is read write mode. So now I have cloned it. Very simple. That is where in multi-tenant architecture, in our case, it is normal, a simple data we are having in KBs we are having. If it is a real time, it might take a bit extra time also. There are different approaches we are having to do this PDB clones. This is existing CDB, like we are having we are in this con underscore name. We are in this CDB root. The same CDB we are doing clone of another PDB. It means we are doing clone. This is one CDB. Under CDB, we have this PDB seed, right? This PS PDB seed. And we are having 1, 2, 3 PDBs. So if you want to clone this PDB from here to here, suppose I'll give you a simple example. Why we need to do the same CDB in the same CDB PDBs? Suppose in our case, we can calculate it. This DB is dev. This one is test. This one is UAT. Whatever the changes was happen on this PDB, those will not impact on other PDBs. somebody has been made some changes, this PDB, whatever the PDB is existing one is corrupted. Again, our development and testing our application teams is required another PDB. What we need to do at that time? You can do from the production directly, but that will take time, right? That is different CDB. On non-productions, we are making all the PDB databases into one CDB. At that time, you can do from PDB2 to PDB3, you can reclone it, or PDB1 to PDB3, you can reclone it. At that scenario, we can do this one. Or else, in our case, if you want to do the clone from the production to non-production, at that time, our production databases are all in this CDB. Okay. This one is remote one. Whatever the databases like CDB, PDBs, which we have installed in this server host name, this is dev DB1. Suppose if I could install another server, okay, this is my Rax host one. If suppose it is my production one, Rax host one, this dev DB1 is my non-production one. If I want to do clone from this environment to this cloning procedure, we call it as remote clone. This we can do either RMAN, through the RMAN also we can do. We can create .xml files of the PDBs, unplug and plug. That option also we can do. And also we have another option to create database links, and then you can do the cloning from remote to local. That option also there. But it is simple way. We can do the same CDB environment from source to target. So how we are going to unplug the PDBs? To unplug the PDB, we can make it like plug and unplug. We have an option. Okay. Now we are going to do unplug the existing PDB. Show PDBs. In my case, I'm going to unplug this PDB1. How I'm going to unplug? I'll show you. Unplug means, as I explained here, this whatever I want to dev PDB. Suppose this is my dev PDB pluggable database. I'm going to unplug this one now, and then I'll plug it to P4. PDB4. As of now, we are having PDB2, 3, and 1, right? Let's see how we are going to do that. Alter. First, we need to shut it down. Okay. Alter PLU pluggable database dev underscore. In our place, we can do PDB2. That is better way. Alter pluggable database PDB2. Close. Show PDBs. It is mount state. Let us do alter pluggable database PDB2 unplug is a command into the location where you want to unplug. Okay, I want to take this location only. In a single code we need to mention. Okay, into this location. PDB2, I'm going to unplug it from the CDB. And need to name it, right? This is a PDB2 dot. We need to give the XML. In XML format, it is going to store whatever the data under this PDB, right? That will store in this path with this name. If you want to plug in remote desktop, you can copy this file to from here to in this server, and then here you can do that, plug it. Okay, that is done. Let me check whether this file has been created and with the time and date. So it has been unplugged. What is the date? 8/5, August 4th August 8/5. See 8/4, 1 minute before only we have unplugged one. Show PDBs. Still it is there, no? We need to drop this one. If you want to drop it, you can drop it. That I'll show you later. And then plug it. How we are going to plug? Going to create Create pluggable database PDB4. We don't have a PDB4. Using let me take this file. Also, we need to mention the copy. Whatever this information is there, that it will be copied. See, pluggable database GUID conflicts with the GUID, an existing one. Okay. So we need to check, select, or else we can do one thing, drop pluggable DB, pluggable database with the database name. If the files already there, no, it will not drop it. We have to mention including the data files and all. Drop pluggable database name. It is dropped. Whatever the files should be, it is not there. No, let me try to create. Still, if you are getting this issue, means we have to update this GUID. Whatever the GUID is there, no, we have to find out that GUID and then we can update that one. If any conflicts will happen. See, done. It is done. Show PDBs. So what I did is I have unplugged the PDB2 and then I have plugged into the PDB4. Very simple, right? And then you can open alter pluggable database. Sorry, alter pluggable database PDB4. Open. Show PDBs. Now we don't have anything. Alter pluggable database PDB4. Open already done. No? Alter session set container equal to PDB4. That's it. Select. Check the data. Select file underscore name from DBA underscore files. Select file underscore name, data underscore files. See, all the whatever the information we are having in the PDB2, we got it. So we saw that how we can unplug and plug it, how we can drop this one, how we can clone the one. Yeah, that concludes this session. Yep. If you have any questions, please do let me know so that I can take the questions. Thank you.